Alright, let's do a little turning. Using my roughing gouge. Everything's locked off, coil's locked off. I'm spinning up here around 2200 RPM, and I got my roughing gouge. Okay, now, see, I've turned my wing all the way over, and I'm going to use this almost like a skew chisel. And I got a really nice clean cut like that. I'm going to do one more pass. Get it a little smoother. I'm coming up here to 2900 RPM. And I'm going to do one more. Okay, I'm going to do one more pass. Maybe two. Coming down the other way. There we go. That's the cut I'm looking for right there. Now I got a really nice smooth finish on this walnut here. And yeah, I'm going to be using this end down here. Let me just square this off a little bit better right here. Alright, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to chuck it up here in my scrolling jaw chuck. Okay, so I just made a little shoulder cut here using my skew chisel like this as a negative rake scraper, and I'm going to show you a little bit of that. Whoops, I'm going to show you a little bit of that right now. Just trying to make a real nice sharp shoulder cut here at about the same angle as my dovetail on my scrolling jaw. Alright, there you have it. Now I'm going to take and flip this around. That was a little weird. The brake did not work that time. I've been having some weird problems here with stuff like that on this Powermatic lately. Okay, so that's nice and tight there. And I'm coming back into my original center point here, so I should be really true. Okay, here's what I'm talking about. I don't like this. This has happened a couple times lately where I have to do a reset on the phase converter here, and it's not, I'm really not liking that. But anyway, alright, now make sure you tighten up from both sides of your scrolling jaw chuck several times, and let's just check this. So all down here we're real good. It's only, there's a little run out right here where my scrolling jaw chucks were clamped before, but that's fine. Alright, so now this is the piece that I'm going to be using right down here. So what I'm going to do is decide exactly how large this piece is going to be, and then I'll make a little line here and start working on it. The idea I have for this is there'll be a small, sort of a small prayer canister here, and then there'll be a lid that has a small bowl attached to the top of it out of this piece of maple. Or I mean, sorry, out of this piece of walnut. Alright, so now I have it. I just parted this piece off here, and this is the piece I'll be working with, and I'll kind of describe to you what I got here. So this part here will become the small bowl. Then these lines down here will become the lid section. So this bowl will kind of curve in do some kind of transition here, coming back out to the top. Sort of a little bowl urn on top of this. And then this will become the lid. This will become the tenon for the lid. This is the zone that I'll be parting the lid off on. And then this will become the canister section of it. And I'll probably do a couple little burn marks or some kind of something in here. Anyway, now that I have the other piece parted off for future use, what I'm going to do is go about hollowing out the end of this piece here. Sorry about that. I'm working in a little bit of tight quarters today because I'm inside my shop and things are not only a mess, but I have a lot of other stuff that I have to move out of the way here in order to do this. So what I'm coming to do here is reposition my tool rest. Come up a little bit here. Something like that. And then I'm going to try to do a little bit of hollowing. Some hollowing down here into the end grain. Okay. And I have sort of an idea of the shape I want to achieve here, so I'm going to do a little precursor hollowing there. And I'll bring my tool rest around. Get it nice and close and in the right position. And then I'm going to come in here, create a little lip. And start removing some of this material. I want to go Alright, so now I'm going to do a little shaping in here. And this will be the transition between the lid and the bowl. So I'm just going to start out by removing some material. I don't want to get too thin because this is going to be the pull for this bowl as well. Making an additional little detail here, I think. Just a little sort of peaked bead, maybe. Let's see. Do I like it? I want to define this one just a little bit more. I'm going to come in this way and undercut that one just a little bit more. So that I can come in. There we go. Just a little more definition on that top one. And then a little less down here. Okay, so now you can see what I've done. I've created a relief groove right here next to the top of the canister, then a groove in the middle of the tenon, and now I'm going to create a small bevel right there on the bottom to help guide it into the hole, just a little easing on that edge. Okay, so now I'm going to do some sanding to this whole piece, and I will be ready to part, to use these two lines here to wiggle back and forth and part this lid off. But first I'm going to do some sanding while it's attached, even though, as you can see, this hardly needs any sanding. I could probably just go to a Yorkshire grit right now, or some wet dry sanding, and it would be good. Alright? So I'm going to not bore you with the sanding portion, but I will do that off camera and come back and check in with you once I have the lid off. Alright, so I sanded it down to 400 grit, then I put a little bit of lacquer on it, and then I sanded it down after the lacquer with 800 grit. Now I'm applying a little bit of Yorkshire grit, just a little bit here, and a little bit up here, just a tiny bit. And a little bit inside and on the top of the canister. Alright, so somewhere there it stopped. But anyway, I just did a wet rub lacquer. And what I did was spray a little bit of lacquer on my rag. And then, and this is a piece of like a Kimtex type of rag, a no lint shop towel. And then spray it a little bit on my piece and then burnish it in. And I'll show you that process again. I'm putting a second coat on here. I have it spinning slow. I take and put some on my rag, a nice coat on the piece, and then friction rub, a little inside too, little rub, nice and slow. You don't want it to heat up. If it heats up, it's going to start sticking. Okay, there we go. And then what I'll do is let that cure. It cures really fast. That's the thing I like about the lacquer. It'll be cured enough for me to do a denibbing on it if I have to. Like right now, I may not even have to. But what I will do is do a friction rub finish over the top of this with my normal friction rub finish. This is kind of just a sanding sealer now. And I think I'm going to get a really nice finish on this if I do that. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm letting it cure up, and then I'll put some of my friction rub finish. Okay, so it's cured up, and now I'm back with my shine juice or friction rub finish. Same one you can find recipes for on the internet. Just look it up and you'll find Captain Eddie and a bunch of other people, Daniel Villanova and some other guys. They have some really good descriptions on how to make this finish. Alright, so I just put some of my friction rub finish on, and now I'm going to put a second coat of friction rub on. And turning the speed down to start out with, so that it doesn't just fly all over the place. Bring it on nice and slow, down around 200. And this is my own friction rub finish, and like I said, you can see how it's made on all these different channels. Okay, parting the lid off. I decided to show you this part of the process. Okay. Left-handed, part it off. There we go, just a little bit of sanding on that nub there. Alright, now I'm ready to come in and do some hollowing on this. Alright, so now I'm doing some hollowing using my square nose scraper. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, like, and share. If you're a subscriber already, thank you so much for your continued support. And if you're not a subscriber, take the time to click subscribe. I'm posting content almost weekly.